Hi, I'm Heidi Marlinghouse, SEL and Behavior Change Strategist here at ThriveCycle, and I wanted to welcome you to our program. Today, we're going to just have a quick info session to help you have a deeper understanding of what we do at ThriveCycle and how ThriveCycle can support you in recovering from burnout. I have some slides that I'm going to share so that you can follow along and have a visual as you follow along. Alrighty, so this program, the ThriveCycle program, isn't about doing more. It's about recovering differently than what you might see out there. And we're going to take a look. This is our agenda today. This covers about 30 minutes, but more realistically will be about 20 minutes with this recording. And that includes some time to pause the video and take a quick assessment to see where you're currently feeling with burnout and see how you might be able to progress from there. So you don't necessarily need more information. A lot of other programs will just bombard you with content and information. And we do have some content and some information because it's helpful for you to learn about what you're dealing with. But a lot of it is more about the action that you take and having repeatable action to help you change behavior that helps you then to recover from the burnout. And also, we provide interaction with others who are going through the same sorts of things, and that helps you to really build camaraderie, learn from one another, and have bigger insights. So, the Thrive Cycle program is a program that happens over the course of 6 months. Members sign up on a month-to-month basis, but the whole process does go through a 6-month process. And there are 6 different modules, each with a different topic. There's an online platform. So, with that online platform, it provides places for you to have a resource, not a resource, many resources that you can take a deeper dive should you choose to, but also a place to do daily check-ins and interact with your facilitator, as well as finding a way to connect with others. Now, these daily check-ins are key because they'll help you show your progress, and we'll get into that a little bit later. As I mentioned before, it's community-based, so each group will have its own cohort. We start these cohorts every month. So right now it's the end of April. If you were to sign up for the May cohort, you would go along that 6-month program with all the other people who signed up in May. And that way you can build your own little group together, your own little community, and really connect deeply. This Thrive Cycle program is also meant to be very interactive. So we will have, as you'll see in the next bullet there, we have live facilitated sessions. So there's interaction each month at the beginning of the module. We do a 60-minute, a 90-minute live session on Zoom where you'll interact with your facilitator and other people in your cohort. Additionally, we have a WhatsApp group that you can connect with the whole Thrive Cycle community in addition to just your cohort folks. And so there's multiple ways for you to interact with people in your cohort. On the online platform, you can message your facilitator and have interaction that way as well. So there's lots of opportunities to connect with others, which is a key piece of recovering from burnout. And then, of course, we have the month-to-month participation. ThriveCycle online platform supports our members in creating these small behaviors because it has reminders for you to do these daily check-ins each day and to practice this new behavior. Also, it has a way for you to rate how you're doing and being able to watch that progress over time. If you're rating it each day, it'll analyze that, and at the end of the program, it sends information back to you. And even at the end of each module, you'll start to see that progress and how it's recorded, right? You'll have the data for that. So, as I mentioned, each module has a different topic, and here's the process that it takes. Um, it's a 6 month program, and so each topic builds upon the next, right? It's a progression. So, we start with our stressors and learning how to navigate those stressors. And stressors create thoughts and emotions create thoughts, and thoughts create emotions, right? It's back and forth. So, once we figure out how to navigate those stressors, then we move on to the next module where we really look at emotions and how do we manage our emotions. Once we have a good sense of our emotions, then we get to see how we interact with other people in our world and where do we need to be setting boundaries and how do we set them in a way that's respectful to others, but also supports our own serenity and our own growth, right? Instead of burning us out and having us give more. Often, when we're feeling burnt out, we end up having a lack of focus. So, the Thrive Cycle program in the fourth month will help you look at focus and how do we regain that. And then the fifth month is looking at meaning or purpose in life and in the work that we do. A lot of times when we're feeling burnt out, we kind of lose that purpose of why we're here and why we're doing the work that we're doing. Um, a lot of us are in jobs that we feel passionate about, or maybe not, but we have other passions in life and they just kind of fell to the wayside when we started to feel burnt out. So bringing those passions back, bringing that purpose back. And then the last month is really about how do we integrate everything that we've learned and built and grown here in the last 6 months. So how do we integrate that into our lives so that we can sustain as we move forward after the program? All right. So this is where the change really takes place, right? Um, when you're utilizing that platform of ThriveCycle and you're doing your daily check-ins, you're logging in, you'll already be feeling the change, but you'll be able to see the change. As I mentioned before, when you have these daily check-ins, it's tracking your progress and it's creating data for you to go back and look. Oh yeah, there's evidence that I feel, I already know I feel better, but now there's evidence that I can see I'm doing better. So this is the time where we're going to look at the BAT4, the burnout assessment tool. And this is a way to measure where you're at right now. We don't want to label ourselves, right? We really want to just see where do we sit right now with burnout. And we'll take it again at the end of the program, and that'll help us to see how we've progressed over time. So this tool is a great way for us to see how burnout and stressors are showing up in our life. It'll look at our energy, our focus, our emotions, and our sense of connection to our work. And for some people, work may be working out of the house, managing the house, managing a family, and all those things. For other people, work might be being employed by, somebody who's in charge of your company or your division. Or maybe it's you're working for yourself. So, whatever your work is, that's what we're going to be focusing on when we look at the BAT4. There are no right or wrong answers here. It's really just a place for you to be honest with yourself so that you have a starting point. And we do want that starting point to be where you are today and not where you were a month ago or 6 months ago. So if you're like, well, my life was different, 2 months ago, and I'm going to go back to that, like I took a break from my job or whatever. Let's focus on where you are right now, even if life is going to change moving forward. That way, it'll give us an honest assessment of how you're doing. So the way this will work is you'll use that QR code there on the screen. You'll take a picture of it and it'll open up a little link on your phone and you just click that and it'll take you right to the BAT4. If you get an oops error message, that's probably because you still need to sign in to the ThriveCycle platform. So there'll be a little box that says go to your dashboard. If you go to your dashboard and you sign in or create a new login if you haven't signed in before, this will be the place to do that. And then it will pop you right into that BAT4. But you have to get into the ThriveCycle platform in order to open up the BAT4. So go ahead and pause this video. The assessment's going to take you about 5 minutes, maybe a little bit less. See you in a minute. All right, so let's go into a little more detail about these Thrive sessions that we have each month. These are 90-minute sessions, and they're conducted on Zoom, and you'll have your facilitator there leading it along with all of the other people that are in your specific cohort. And this is the place for you to know you're not alone and be with others, right? It's a place for you to have interaction with your facilitator face to face and with the other people in your cohort. It's a great opportunity to take insight and turn it into application, especially when we hear from others of things that they've tried or how they're applying it in their life. And then we have these aha moments of, hey, I might try that over here in this part of my life. And it really helps to inspire us and build new ideas. The facilitation will guide real conversation. So we'll have questions that we ask of people that allow them to really have conversation starters around this topic. And of course, there will be some information and some learning happening there as well. Another one of our interactions is with Thrive Buddies. We have Thrive Buddy opportunity because we know that when you're together with other people, change happens faster. And you're more likely to succeed when you have a buddy. And actually, research has proven that, right? We have a lot of data that shows that. This is not something that's required, but we do highly encourage it. And we are not going to pick your buddy for you. We're not going to pair you up. We don't want this to be something that's forced or feels artificial. We really want you to spend time in our live sessions and our Thrive sessions and listen to other people. If they have something that inspires you and you're like, ooh, I want to learn how to do that, or you just feel like you're really connected to them, like, oh, that resonates. I have the same thoughts and the same feelings. Those are the people that you want to consider reaching out to. Another way to do that is in our WhatsApp group, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. The WhatsApp group might be a place for you if you didn't hear what you needed to hear in the Thrive session. It might be a place for you to kind of see people interacting there and go, oh, maybe that's the person I want to connect with. So finding your own buddy, and it's not, again, it's not a requirement. Once you find your buddy, you can ask them through the WhatsApp or even on the Zoom, to exchange phone numbers. And maybe you guys could do a phone call once a week or every other week. Or perhaps you create a new thread on the WhatsApp so it's just the two of you, but some way for you to have a deeper connection than kind of the light touches that we have with the overall community. All right, so going deeper into the WhatsApp, um, again, this is optional. It just provides you a way of having that light connection between cohorts. It provides you a way to really get to know all the people in your cohort. You can also open up to the larger Thrive Cycle community and ask questions or share strengths, share successes, celebrations. It's just a great way to interact, right? You can do a quick check-in from time to time, or or just read other people's posts if you don't feel like posting on a regular basis. Again, there's no pressure to keep up. It's just something to support you in having that community. And with the whole Thrive Cycle program, we do want you to do everything at your own pace. You don't have to do it all at once, and you don't have to do it all every day, right? It's designed to be light and supportive, but also repeatable. So, we have this balance, especially when we're feeling burnt out. Our energy tends to be low, our focus tends to be not there. So, really finding a way to make a habit for ourselves to do these check-ins with buddies and with our platform on a regular basis. Maybe that's twice a week, maybe that's 3 times a week. And take 5 minutes to do it, and that's it, so that it's really light, and not everything every day all at once. At the same time, if we don't do it at all, we're not going to see the change. So important to find a way to make it work at your pace where it's still helping you to succeed. All right, we're getting close to the end of our info session, but I want you to be thinking about where you are currently and what small shift you would like to see. What more do you want for yourself to feel better? And be thinking about that as you consider joining our next cohort, or perhaps you already have. Think about it before you begin the next cohort. And change happens when we create those small habits, right? In doing those small little habits on a regular basis, repeating them again and again, that's when we have the real recovery. So you don't have to do everything. You just need to get it started. Thank you for being here with me today. If you have any questions, you can email us at thethrivecycle.com or hello@thrivecycle.com. And know that on our website, we do have lots of information on there about our program. We have places for you to sign up for the cohort and more. And I did forget to mention, so I'll mention it now. When you took the BAT4, those results will be sent to you via email. Give ThriveCycle a few days to analyze, and then it will be sent out to you so that you can see where you are today. And perhaps that'll help you figure out what your next steps are. Okay, take care, and thank you for joining me.